Hi, my name is Carrie Gastelli, and I first felt my call to ministry when my husband Brett was a student at Luther Seminary in St. Paul. He was earning his Master's of Divinity through their distance learning program. I really felt a sense of call to work with children and youth. And so I applied and started taking classes at Luther towards earning my master's in CYF. And in that first year of study, I studied mostly online, sometimes in person, had conversations with my classmates, and all the while the Spirit was nudging me to change my degree, to pursue ordination in Word and Sacrament. So that's what I did. I changed my degree to an MDiv, and I entered the candidacy process, and things were going so well. And then 2 years later, my husband got his first call. So when he got his first call, I should mention we have 4 children who at the time were ranging in age from 7 to 14. We moved with all 4 of them, and trying to manage this move and momming and working and schooling and everything was just too much. Life was really getting in the way, and there was no way I was going to realistically be able to complete these requirements. So I changed back to an MA in CYF and kind of put this candidacy process on pause. So I graduated from Luther with this MA in May of last year. And talking to Pastor Amy Zietlow about all of this, she said, Carrie, we've really got to figure out a way to get you ordained. There are so many unconventional paths to ordination. And so we sat down and we talked, and Pastor Amy told me about all of these opportunities that I had no idea existed. And we checked with Luther Seminary as well, since I had already had so many classes with them. And wouldn't you know it, they had just started an embedded internship program. And this was an answer to prayer. It allowed me to do my clinical pastoral education, as well as my internship, all while serving in a faith community. This has been wonderful. So I started back at school in January with Luther, and in February, started serving at St. John's Lutheran Church in Bluffs. The Synod and St. John's and I all entered into an agreement, and I've been serving there since February. It's been wonderful. It's been an answer to my prayers to be able to serve such a wonderful faith community who's willing to walk alongside me as I'm still in school. And they've been looking for someone to serve their faith community, and this has just been a great match. And so a big shout out to our Synod, and a thank you for making these kinds of ministry relationships happen. The Synod has realized that these kinds of agreements and ministry relationships are really the future of the church. It's been wonderful, and thank you very much for that opportunity.
Hi, my name is Chris Edmonds. I'm currently enrolled in the Team Journey Together program at Wartburg Theological Seminary, and I serve as vicar to Holy Cross Lutheran Church in Decatur. Before that, I was a synodically authorized minister at St. Paul's in Shelbyville and at Holy Cross in Decatur before. And also, I served on Candidacy committee as a male lay leader, which gave me a really unique perspective of how things work. While they take their job seriously, like to call themselves like the gatekeepers of the church, and that's true. They also really, really care about the candidates and want to do everything they can to help them succeed and be there for them in any way they can to help them get through. So seeing that for myself and knowing that as I am now a candidate, really helps me. Just knowing they're there to support me in any way possible. I started the whole SAM thing because there was a need, and I always liked the idea of going places that nobody else would or could, and just being that person that would show up when they didn't think anyone else would. And that's just kind of spun into this team position now. And I still believe in that. I've seen other people called in this kind of new time we find the church in to just kind of fill these holes that we have right now. I've had tremendous support from my family and friends and the pastors in my life, and I've more than felt the nudging of the Spirit. And I really couldn't believe that this was possible. And I had all these obstacles in my path that kept me from doing it. And I've just kind of watched in amazement as one by one they've been just kind of knocked out of my way until I couldn't say no anymore. So the path I've been on, from synodically authorized minister to team student to now in seminary, it's just been an amazing journey. And I'm just really happy to be able to do this. And to get to do it through the ELCA, which means a lot to me. I'm a big believer in everything we stand for: grace, all beloved children, social justice. I think that nobody's perfect, but I think we get a lot right. And I'm happy to be a leader. So thank you for your time.